Hello ACRC staff, this is a video on how to complete the equipment and element inspection form. This is an amateur video, so pardon if it's not nice, clean, and smooth, but it should get the job done. You have this form, and it is in the equipment inventory and inspection binder. At the end of the day, you put down your group name, who is the lead, and if there's any other facilitators, you can indicate by last name if there's a lot, so they can fill up in the space, the number in the group, and the date. So this is where you'll mark your inventory. If you have any comments, as in this hardware broke, it's starting to show some wear and tear, there's a burr, how to retire it, you put the comments here. And at the end of the day, before you head out, you would take a picture of it with your phone and send it to me via text so I can manage it. Same for the other side, and I'll show you how to do that in a little bit, but I want to walk you through the form real quick. This is your elements. You will mark X if you use it. So if it's an all Lowe's day, you'll be marking X's here. If you don't use it, then just leave it blank. High, same thing. If you use it, mark X. If you don't use it, leave it blank. If you're not using any of it, which may be the case, you just mark it straight through. Same thing with here. If you don't use any sit harnesses, chest harnesses, or helmets, it's all Lowe's day, you can just mark it straight through and not bother with the numbers. And at the very end, the lead facilitator will put the signature and mark the date. So if I was to start a brand new page, I would fill in all this information. So AC speech as my example. I'm the lead. Facilitator 2, whoever that may be. There's 100 in this group, and then today's date. Alright, and in order to get my start numbers, I'll go back to the inventory form before, and I'll flip through. Alright, and I'm going to pause. That way you don't have to watch me do that. Alright, so what I did is I just flipped back and forth, and then put down the numbers. It took me maybe 10 seconds. So now I have all my start numbers, and then I can actually do the equipment inventory. All days will have at least 2 facilitators, so I suggest or recommend one facilitator man the binder, and the other one gives out the numbers. So I call out ATCs. The person over here goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ATCs, and then the person over here puts down 5 ATCs, and they just go down the list. The two that may be confusing: aluminum super safe and your triple locks. The super safes are called super safes because of the brand, but they are a triple lock. They have a triple lock mechanism. So these are your traditional super safes that y'all are used to. However, the belay carabiners are also triple lock. They have 3 actions before they open, which makes them a triple lock. So in the super safe instance, so how do I do this one hand? You go up, see if I can do this one hand, up, around, that's 2, back. So there's 3 before it opens. Same thing with your belay device, or your belay carabiner. You go down, swivel, back. There's 3 actions, so it's a triple lock. I will not revise that probably for another year, so people can get adjusted to it. So your aluminum super safes are these, and your triple lock are your belay carabiners, which are these. But they're both triple locks, but for terminology's sake, they are used to the brand name, so I separate them out. So you have 5 belay carabiners and you have 9 super safe. Everything else should be familiar to you. Lobster claws will look like this. Eventually we're going to be moving to Y lanyards, which will serve as our lobster claws. But for right now, those are our lobster claws. You're going to keep the equipment on the lobster claw. These will be changing into more heavy duty carabiners, and they will stay with the lobster claws. And then you'll just move these 2 to your normal equipment inventory. We're also moving to a zip lanyard. It'll look like this. It'll be webbing, and it'll have fixed carabiners, so you won't actually have to put any carabiners on your lanyard. You'll just attach to this AEI double-wheeled zip pulley, and that'll be that. Patty Donaldson's Rope Tools class is actually going to redo our retrieval system, so that's very exciting. But so when you come down here and you see the zip retrieval system, that will be new. The zip lanyard will be coming up in later spring, and everything else should be what you're used to. Y static, this, and your singular looks like a Y, and it's a static. There should be 5, including this webbing. And you have the one Y lanyard, which is the old lobster claw that y'all been using as a Y lanyard. That will be changed, but it'll be probably another year before you'll see that. Your rescue bag is located down here and has a label. Your TTT and your nitrostatics will be over here. Be sure to take the hardware off. That way we can include it in our count inventory. Because you can actually modify these elements and make it a little different with the hardware. So let's just pull the hardware off and they can be maintained later. So you go down here and you count all of them and you X if not used. If you don't use any hardware, I would just go straight down, but it's honestly easier just to count all the equipment rather than to put X's out here if not used. So just count it, you don't have to worry about that section. It's way quicker, but you're welcome to do that. Belay ropes, make sure you count the belay ropes each time you're out, even if you don't use them, because they're so expensive. We want to make sure we keep an eyeball on them. And they're real easy. You look up, they each have their labels, and on the labels there is the tape color. So you'll actually be able to say, oh, I have this rope. Yellow and black. Oh, it goes here. Oh, it must be purple. So that is your color system. So you count all your ropes, count all your sit harnesses, and your chest harnesses. And for the helmets, if you know you're only using 6, you could just make sure the 6 come back, and you can work the count that way. But if you have large groups and you're pretty much using all of them, you'll need to recount all of them. That is your equipment and inventory inspection. This does not take long. It should take maybe 5 minutes when you're doing it with a partner. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to the ropes course coordinator and they can answer any questions you have.